Welcome back. It's your boy Z. This is Debating to the Moon and Back. Today's conversation, we're going to talk to my buddy, my friend, Matt Ristow, about going to college, having a degree, and then deciding not to use that degree. So, Matt, I pretty much spelled it out, but if you want to go ahead and chime in, let
For
us know.
sure. Yeah. So I started out, got a 4-year degree in exercise science. Um, was a trainer for 5 years during that time frame. Was actually got to the point where I was managing 2 gyms, which was crazy. Great opportunity. But then things just didn't work out. Because of COVID, my gym had shut down, and unfortunately had to leave that career and had realized that there were better opportunities elsewhere outside of what I had already done. So now I'm actually a financial advisor with Northwestern Mutual. Complete different shift from what I was doing. It's crazy to be doing what I'm doing now, but great opportunity. I've been doing that for a couple months now, and it's awesome. It's
Okay.
awesome.
Okay. Well, let's talk about, I guess we'll start with adversity first, right?
For sure.
So the first time I guess I would say you had adversity was going to school, you went for exercise science.
Yep.
You thought you wanted to be a physical therapist, correct? I don't want to.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I had originally went for physical therapy, which in college that didn't work out. That was the first time that I reached in career pathway that I had issues. Lots of issues with that, unfortunately, but I had another opportunity come across my way as in personal training and training side, which again is still using that degree, but just to a different extent.
Gotcha. And so then how was that decision to be okay, at least I'm not doing the whole physical therapy, but I am a personal trainer, so I can still keep the letters, but it's
Yeah,
a
for
little
sure.
shifted. So
Yeah.
how was that was it a humbling experience to kind of still try to
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was very humbling to not have the path that I wanted originally. And but the opportunity I did have kind of fell into my lap, and it ended up turning out to be what I loved, and I was very passionate about doing that for those 5 years for sure.
Okay. And so this new job, right? You have pretty much you started out as a trainer.
Yep.
They elevated you to a manager,
Yeah. 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 Exactly. Yeah.
head, and then you end up grabbing 2 stores.
Yep.
Okay, walk me down that path. How does one man who is I was training, now I'm hiring, how does that happen? What are some things that you would say that was fun along that journey, some things that necessarily wasn't the best feeling because you had to deal with personalities. How was it being somebody boss, you got to that stage where
Yeah.
you were hiring and firing, so how was that?
Um, so the buildup was essentially I got in at the right time and I just stuck around long enough and developed the skills. And then the owner was like, "Hey, I'm opening up another gym. We need a manager. You're the first man up." So it just ended up being it again. It kind of just fell into my lap, and it just was perfect timing that I was there. But I mean, the best part about it is just was meeting a bunch of different people and just gaining the experience of having a higher level position
Okay.
anywhere, no matter what it is. So that was a great experience to just add to my resume. But then the difficulty, yeah, like you had mentioned, was definitely the hiring and firing side, because you go in and running interviews for hiring people on, and the job that I was doing was 98% personality based. If you didn't have the right personality, it wasn't going to work out. And I fell into a bunch of people that had, at least in the interview, good personality, but then they were just awful. They were just terrible, whether it be trying to learn the ins and outs of the business that we were doing.
Okay.
And so that came into play where I really liked the person as a person, but they were terrible with managing the business. And so I had to let that go, which that was probably the most difficult part for me, was just letting go who I liked go to make the business run better.
Wow. Okay. So then, again, being on that hiring side, as someone who wants to interview, what's something that I guess you would have to bring to the table in order to just get the job? Like what's a quality that you look in people like, yeah, okay, you belong here, or like
So
you can do this job.
yeah, so the biggest thing is likability, 100%, 100%, and that's all it comes down to personality. You can't really teach likability. So people would come in within the first probably 2 minutes of meeting them, I knew whether or not I wanted to hire them. If they were easy to talk to, open, likable, essentially, just a good personality,
Okay.
very friendly, then I knew that you'd probably work out. Then from there, it was just a matter of teaching you the ins and outs of the training side of things.
Okay. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. So to the viewers out there who are watching this right now, be likable in the first 2 minutes, or you probably ain't doing
Or
your
you're
job.
screwed. Or you're
Um,
screwed for sure.
yeah, okay. So then now, obviously, the pandemic hit everybody kind of hard. Whether it was family members, whether it was income, whether it was their livelihood, like it was a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And we're still in it, but you had an opportunity to pretty much again now walk away from something that was like an
Super set.
opportunity.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. It was a great opportunity for
And
sure.
so like to walk away from that, how did you like kind of dip a toe into like the finance? Like how did you go from let me train people, let me be in sweats, let me get sweaty with people, train them, yell at them a little bit, to saying actually let me talk to people about money. Like let me get people like financially set. How did that happen?
So it ended up being a transition of basically my main goal and my main purpose in life that I found is helping people.
Okay.
So the training side was my helping people at the time, physically helping them with their physical and mental strength,
Okay.
essentially. Then it transitioned to realizing that side was kind of the fitness industry was definitely has taken a big hit, with people finding out that they can work out from home on their own.
Gotcha.
So I just reading the trend, I was like, all right, I got to find something different. I got to find something new. And I knew that financial advising is a similar in the fact that you're helping people. It's just in a different mode. And so the helping people is in their financial health
Okay.
and to making sure that they are secure in their finances from start of life, whether I'm dealing with someone that's just fresh out of college, trying to get their budget in place, they're just starting to make some money, but they got bills to pay off, all the way till they're in retirement and they got to figure out how to not run out of money in retirement when
I
they
feel
don't
that.
have any funds. So it's helping people throughout their entire life, just in a different mode.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I definitely I can now like I mean like you painted the picture. There's a correlation there for me now. Like like, you went pretty much. That's a mental health issue when it comes to finance because I mean everybody's worried about money.
Oh yeah,
Um,
100%.
it's always how can I make money? What school do I got to go to make the most money? What jobs make the most money? Is this career path gonna make me the most money? And the fact that you were taking a huge opportunity to look at people's health in a financial like state is that's pretty dope. So
Yes.
I want to commend you on that. And so obviously I know you said training was like a little bit longer. And so you're fairly new. But what is some advice would you give to someone who is, I wouldn't even say looking to get into finance. I would say someone who is needing a financial advisor. Like, what would be some advice you would tell them to like even reach out to someone like that?
My advice would be because a lot of people are afraid of their finances, 100%. They either just don't want to deal with it and they just put
Okay.
it on the back burner, which first tip, don't do that. That's the worst advice, or that's the worst thing you can do with your finances is put it on the back burner, because I mean, money is what makes the world go round right now. So we got to be able to, you got to know where you stand. And so just reach out to me. I'd be willing to help anybody for sure.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
so just reach out and don't be afraid of it. Just go head into it. No one's gonna judge you because everybody has weird financial situations no matter where they're at.
Mhm.
Everybody has issues with finances. So just go for it. Just start and try to and figure it out and reach out to someone. Don't put it on the back burner.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I'm 24 and I just got my first credit card this year. So like, like we again, like I feel that like that was something that like kind of hit home for me. Okay. And so now let's talk about your mentors. Like now that like you're in this new job, like what are some things that your mentors have done to set you up to like be successful? Because all right, before we even go there, does this need a college degree? Like, did you need to go anything in finance for this, or like was this something
No,
like
no. So clearly I didn't have to go into finances because I didn't myself. But frankly, they don't require a college degree at all.
okay?
All that it takes, kind of similar to what I was doing before, is a very likable personality and
Okay,
be able to connect with people
gotcha.
at a level at some level. And from there, at least with the company that I work for, Northwestern Mutual, they like to take people from other career paths and be able to mold them the way that they want. So I have people that I work with that were chefs, that were in nonprofit, that were baristas at Starbucks, and now they're starting this financial career, and it just takes effort. This job definitely takes effort, and that's what my mentors, to answer your other question, told me. It's a tough job. It really is. I'm not going to be gray with it. It's a tough job, but you put in the effort, and when you put in the effort, you're going to see the results, and you'll reap the benefits for it for sure.
Gains.
For real.
See, it's going back to the gym. You're just making gains. They're just mental and I
Yeah.
guess I would say physical. Like those are also physical gains because
Yeah.
when your
Because
mindset changes.
yeah. Yep. 100%.
All right, man. I mean, again, like I think you're dope. That's why again I wanted to bring you on the
Thanks, man.
show.
Appreciate it.
I have a couple wrap up questions for you.
Absolutely.
If we go back, we'll even take all the way back to pre-Pio days. What was the reason why you got into your major? Like, because again, I'm shooting this for the kids who are thinking about going to college, but it might not, pan out, or it might, and they just might not use it on the other end. So why did you choose Carroll, and then why did you choose your major?
So I chose Carroll to play football. I'm going to
Okay,
be blunt about that. I chose Carroll to play football. I chose the major I did because probably my sophomore or junior year, I wanted to be a physical therapist. That was my path. And the major, exercise science, was the gateway major into physical therapy.
gotcha.
Now, things didn't work out, obviously. I'd say fortunately things didn't work out because I like the place that I'm at for sure right now.
Okay,
So for all those that are unsure, the fact that people say, "Hey, go to college, get your degree," there's other paths for sure. You don't need to do that. You just find what you want to do and go after it for
okay,
sure.
okay. Bull by the horns type mentality. Okay.
Exactly. Yep.
So yeah, so when we talk about effort, right? You've shown a lot of effort when it came to, running the two gyms. You're showing a lot of effort in getting just through college and playing football, being a student athlete and whatnot. And so let's do a little bit of projections. So like far as like this year, 2021, I won't even call it like resolutions. I would say like what are some goals you have that are in your like business plan and like your life's work plan that you want to knock out by this year, by the end of
Yeah.
this year?
So by the end of this year, I want to try to be able to help 60 families with their finances.
Okay.
60 families, just to be able to get them on the right foot. No matter what it ends up being, I just want to help 60 families. That's my goal. As far as a career business building side, my goal is to have 6 figures in salary this year,
Okay.
which is 100% doable. From the projections that I've seen from my mentors, it's definitely doable in this career in the first year, which is insane to think of. But again, it's going to come down to the effort that I need to do, which comes down to calling a bunch of people, meeting with a bunch of people, networking with people, getting the information out there, and just helping people.
Bad. So I feel that. Okay. And yeah, and then just wrapping up, what's one thing that makes you other than the word likable? Because you are very likable, my guy. I've been cheesing over here the whole time. So what's one word that can describe you outside of likable?
um, Determined and disciplined. Two words I know, but I think they kind
It,
of go
it,
hand
it was
in
it
hand.
was a slash or a hyphen. It's fine.
It was exactly. So and it goes back to our college days. I mean, you don't become a student athlete and be able to balance that without being disciplined in your studies, in the weight room, on the field, off the field, no matter what you're doing. So I'm definitely a disciplined individual, just to get in, get the work done, and get out, do what you need to do. And then and yeah, they just go hand in hand. So determination is key in being disciplined in your life for sure.
All right. Well, it's your boy Z. We got Matt Risto, and we are